Just over an hour ago, the most recent hearing in the Georgia election interference case wrapped up in a Fulton County courtroom.
Attorneys for State Senator Shawn Still, the only elected official to be indicted, made the case that the charges against him should be dropped. 11 Live's Karis Belger was inside of that courtroom. Karis is joining us live now. So, Karis, what did Still's attorneys argue here?
Well, I want to point out that State Senator Still was not in court today. His attorney mentioned that he waived his right to be present. Everything started with an overview of a meeting of Republican electors back in December of 2020. Still's lawyer argued that at the time, the state senator was acting as a qualified Republican elector. Now, the state argued that this is not the same as being a state elector, and that Still knew what he was doing when he signed that certificate.
My view, obviously I'm his lawyer, but is that Shawn Still should have never been charged in this case. And I now want to present to the court the 4 legal reasons why the substantive counts against him should be dismissed.
In court today, attorneys for Shawn Still argued the charges against the state senator should be dropped.
The issue which is raised in count 19, it is mentioned that Shawn Still was the secretary of the meeting. It is clear from the transcript at pages 10 to 11 that that was somewhat of a fluke.
Some of the crimes Still was charged with include impersonating a public officer and forging documents. One of the biggest charges against him pertains to his alleged involvement in signing a certificate falsely declaring former President Trump's victory in Georgia and designating himself as one of the state's qualified electors. His attorney argued the definition of public officer and the definition of a document in relation to these charges was too vague to warrant Still being charged with these crimes.
There were plenty of elections code charges that could have been used. Not one of them was used. So the definition, if you're not going to charge it under that statute, our position would be, then you don't use the definition of public officer.
But attorneys for the state argued the language and also the charges were very clear.
Public officer isn't some complex, arcane term. It's something that I think most people would understand the meaning of.
Now, we did not hear a decision today from Judge McAfee. In fact, he asked several clarifying questions in regards to multiple arguments that were made by the state and by Still's attorney. State asked for 2 weeks to come up with the answers to those questions for the judge. Back to you.
All right, Karis, thank you so much.